Welcome travelers from the winding trails. Grab a spot by the hearth and a pint of ale. A brief respite from our noble quest. Lean back in a chair for the Song of Rest. Hello travelers and welcome to the Song of Rest, a place where our heroes and the deities that guide them gather to share a behind-the-scenes and behind-the-screens look at the unfolding adventures in Archipeldia. Gathered before us is our dungeon master, Aaron Rollins, and his band of players, Janelle Wilke, Chad Stafford, and Ben Holland. But I'll let them do the talking, and I'll get back to playing.
I'm tense.
We had a rough go.
You almost died.
I was 7 hit points away from it.
You almost died the last episode too. Congratulations.
Hey, Timothy. That 18 you rolled for that decomposition gaze.
That was the target number.
Oh,
thank
shit.
Wow.
That's such a high number.
Yeah. I was worried that thing was going to just wipe you. I mean, you'd be unconscious and Remington was nearby, but
I don't know, man. The idea of like a sickening ray that makes things decompose sounds like something that would haunt you after death.
Yeah, you'd get like a shriveled limb or something like that.
What a fun combat/non-combat scenario.
Yeah, that was very cool.
That was very tense and cool. I liked it. Definitely. I'm regretting using Brandy the way that I did because she could have been an extra pair of eyes to find Roan.
Yeah.
Well,
But other than that, I think that it
neural
was
nip has been so effective.
Yeah, like if
on
Brandy,
so many
even if Brandy
things.
got it once, you know, that would have been a whole round of us getting to do things potentially unopposed. You know, until we ran into the tree monsters, but in theory.
That would be ideal. However, I was thinking like even if it doesn't work, which I had a feeling that there's a high likelihood it wouldn't work. She would at least distract it for a round. So that was at least something. Like so it gives us a moment to move around where we want to without it. It's just distracted with Brandy for a moment. So it was okay. I think I maybe would have liked to have her eyes on things, but that's just because Flowerkraut kept failing perception checks. So she like I don't know. All she did was like fart in the woods and then leave. Like that's
Well, you think about that. If you hadn't farted in the woods, it was potential for the Jabberwock to walk into the North Quadrant.
yeah.
And that would have prevented them from leaving. So
It is true.
Yeah.
It was a fine move. 'Twas fine.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, yeah, that was tense. I really enjoyed it though. I liked this scenario. It's very different for a combat scenario.
Of toots and timber.
Ooh, okay. Episode name?
Yeah. Actually, the episode
The wind
name,
in the willows? Nah, this is the toots and the timber.
Gosh, fantastic.
The actual episode name I have slated is Beware the Jabberwock.
Yeah, that's really good.
Nice. That's good.
How did we all make so many good tree fart puns so quickly? That was... I'm really impressed with us.
Oh, Ben, that reminds me when
Yes,
you were
please.
saying during the episode, like, with a fart that good, you knew I wasn't dead. I have a story for you guys.
I was going to ask, but I was waiting for you to start.
Oh, wow. What a lead-in. That is...
This is one of my favorite stories. Joe's uncle, who is very Italian, very, very Italian, Enzo. He was telling us this story one day about how he and his siblings were driving on the highway and someone was driving the wrong way on the highway and they hit their car. And so they all have to go to the hospital and file a police report. Everyone was okay. But I mean, Enzo's siblings were a little bit like freaked out. One of them was just like so sick, like with anxiety and everything. So they had to stay in like a hospital room. And it's one of those rooms where it has just like multiple beds and it's just like basically a curtain as a barrier. And throughout their stay, they just hear somebody ripping it. And and Enzo eventually just gets so fed up that he yells, "Stop farting!" And then and a nurse comes in, pulls back the curtain, and the person behind the curtain was dead.
Oh God!
Oh my God! Oh, that's whoa!
So it's so macabre, I know. But either Uncle Enzo yelled at a dead guy to stop farting, or that guy was in the process of dying in his last
And
words.
that's what you heard. Stop farting. Stop the farting.
As he dies.
Wow.
Oh, it's amazing. Worth it.
Fantastic story.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I know it's so macabre. I'm sorry if people don't like this kind of story, but it was so funny to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, Enzo, you either yelled at a dead guy to stop farting, or you killed him. Like that was, he just
Or the
passed
last
on,
thing he
just
ever
humiliated.
Yeah. Either way, it's not a win. It's
No.
Well, the poor guy, if he heard him, probably tried to hold one in until he died.
I just feel like if I'm gonna go, that's probably how I'm gonna go. Oh my God. And it makes me think a little bit of the centipede that Brandy spanked so hard that it died. Like, it's just like the humiliation. It like was basically the death blow, you know?
It didn't die from the damage. It just died from being so damn embarrassed.
Just the embarrassment of being spanked
my
by a tentacle cat.
Yeah. So yes, farting. That's all Flowerkraut contributed to this episode. Whereas there were some very incredible emotional plays, and also Timothy's smart move at the end. But I think first I want to touch on Aaron having Remington do his like very emotional outburst when we were saying we're going to go get this thing. That was just a really cool, like, NPC moment. I loved that.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Thanks. I think
Was that off the cuff? Sorry to interrupt you. I'm curious if that was off the cuff.
yeah, it was, but it was kind of like, when I step into each NPC's, boots, I think about how Remington's trying to put on a tough face for you guys, but in reality, the cavalcade's been through some real shit, and it kind of triggered him thinking, I'm just going to lose more people, because it definitely probably comes off as he's had people try to go, well, we'll just take care of this thing, and the problem will be solved, and they go off and get killed by it. So
It was smart of him to say so.
Yeah, I'm glad you announced when other things were taking the Jabberwock damage, so we knew
yeah.
that's not going to work out very well if we try to fight it head on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think he turned Brandy into mist, and then
Yeah.
when he attacked the spore creature, I think he did 53 damage between the two hits.
Wow.
God.
I was almost curious if it was going to view the spore creature as an ally, or like not even view it as anything.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it knew that it made this from wrecking the trees.
Yeah, I was afraid that it wouldn't hit it. It would just be like, that's something I made. That's on my side. I'm not going to hit that. Like, so I'm glad it hit that.
So that's a good observation. Like, when I talked about that thing coming out of the tree, it really, it's a toss up if the Jabberwock actually created it or not, because it was born from the tree. It had vengeance and hatred in its soul, and it was coming after anything that seemed like it was a threat. And then when the Jabberwock entered in the area, it looked for something that was making the noise, because you guys had made a bunch of noise over there, and it just went for it went for the first thing that was moving around, and it was that creature. So to you guys, or at least the guys that were in the Eastern Quadrant when that happened, Jabberwock does not seem to give two shits. It doesn't have any kind of bias. It just is. It is there to destroy, to kill.
It's a death machine.
Exactly.
I love that, because that's cool, because I know that was part of Timothy's plan, was like, I'm going to make noise and see if it'll just come mess these things up. And he absolutely had the right idea.
It's like, well, this can't get any worse.
I think you were put into a pretty desperate situation. You made a really smart move there. Because it's like, it crossed my mind as well, but I was like too nervous to have it ignore the mold creatures and move on to somebody important, or including Roan as a possibility.
Yeah. How are you rolling for Roan? Like, what did that look like behind the screen?
So the way that the whole encounter worked was that at the end of the round, the Jabberwock would typically roll to see which quadrant he was going to go search next for Roan. If it entered into the same quadrant that he was in, it would attack him. And I was also rolling to see if Roan had recharged his face step. Now that would help him get out of the situation, but then what happens after that is then Roan moves or stays put. I literally rolling a d4, seeing which quadrant he goes to. If he rolls the quadrant that he's already in, he doesn't move. He literally poofed into the northern quadrant and never left.
Wow.
I rolled a northern quadrant every single time, and the Jabberwock never walked into the northern quadrant. It went to the west. It went south, then it went west, then it went east.
Were you rolling a d4 for the Jabberwock too?
Yeah, well, I would, except that if it had a reason to move into one of those quadrants, it would do that.
Right, yeah.
So that gave you guys the opportunity to distract it if you wanted to, which you did, which was cool.
So it was a move with Brandy, a random roll for the second move where it went into the west quadrant.
Yes.
And then a sound to go into the east quadrant, and then another sound to go back into the west quadrant.
And I was actually thinking about that Ravenloft game that we were playing, Ben and Chad, over the weekend in Tucson, because I set up a set of rules for the Jabberwock to always follow. It's like, basically, if this would happen if this happens, but if that doesn't happen, then it does this. So if it walked into a quadrant that it had no targets, because Roan wasn't there, it can see Roan. Roan's not there, and any of the players that have a mask on are there. It can't see them. That's when it does the beam, the way the gaze. It screams, and then
You had a bunch of if-then statements.
Dude,
Yes.
I was going to say the
Yeah.
same
This,
thing.
then
It's
that.
like we got some programming going on with our if-then statements. Oh my
no,
gosh.
this thing's running off of C++.
Oh no.
And
That's
when it
so
did
funny.
when it did that second one, what I do is I roll which quadrant it's aiming at, and it just happened to aim at east.
Sure did.
Then I roll a luck check with you guys. Basically, if you match the luck check die, you're gonna get, because the like I said, it's just a straight line, so it's not really covering a huge area. But on the luck die, I rolled a 1. Timothy rolled a 1. It shot
Timothy
straight at
got
him.
so unlucky, even
Yeah.
after rolling his nat 20 that first time. It was just a bunch of unlucky circumstances.
I just got to see death come for me, you know? It didn't catch me by surprise. I looked at it square in the face.
And then beautiful Frigg comes in to save the day.
Oh my God, this beautiful blue thunder god.
And didn't roll a 0, because that's a thing I did.
That was hilarious.
I saw all the edges of the dice. I saw 0s. I saw 20s. It was great.
Tree dead. Sharp thoughts with Thrigg.
It's funny because Chad sent a gif of Eggman with the happiest face in the world saying, "High score," after you sent us a screenshot of your 1 minus 1 equals 0.
It's so good. I kind of want to use that as that's the episode art for this episode. It didn't go well.
I like it.
Did lighting up the eyes and holding up the mask help in any way?
So he was in the northern quadrant moving towards the east, but because of the rules, I would have not let him move into the east. So that would have basically meant that he stayed in the north quadrant. But because you had the mask, I gave him advantage on his perception check because he was looking into the east quadrant. He was heading that way. He saw the mask with the eyes lit up and everything. And that's why he didn't just like go back and hide again. He knew that you guys were there. So it did work out for you at the end.
I like the idea of the eyes shining, like when you see an animal in the dark and the moonlight catches their eyes.
That's cool vision.
Fun.
That
Cool
was
visual.
really cool.
Like it.
Yeah, that was an awesome move.
Thrig. Ho!
Oh. Yeah, and Flowerkraut and Thrig got to use their thaumaturgy skills.
Oh, baby.
Oh, two things. One, I've got another farts and forests. And two, I wanted to bring up something that the Jabberwock said. So the first one is afflatus and flora.
Fantastic.
Ooh.
Second, I'm curious if the Jabberwock mumbling Moon Maiden was actually a thing or just pure madness, or if Moon Maiden is something we're just gonna have to find while we're here in the Feywild.
Flowerkraut did hear that.
Yeah, she'll have to relay that to everybody later.
She heard it and she farted it back at the Jabberwocky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. I forgot about that. Yes,
Or
I
Jabberwock,
did.
sorry. Yeah.
Moon Maiden.
Moon Maiden.
How dare she insult my queen?
just for a dash of chaos. Like, let's see what happens. I mean, it's going to investigate any sound, so it doesn't really matter, but still.
It might as well be the most hilarious sound you can think of.
Remember when I called y'all heroic? Well,
I take it all back.
It was a weird way to say idiots.
Remington just gets like the Italian hand gesture and just like, stop farting. Stop farting.
stop at the farting.
Stop farting.
Stop flirting.
Stop farting.
God.
Oh, and then Timothy's move at the game's end. I loved that narrative play of using the music to help Roan. Did you come up with that? Is that something you kind of knew a little bit more about? Just like backstory? I just want to know the story behind that, because that was really cool narrative play, and you and Aaron like played so well off of each other with that.
I knew as much as you guys did at the start of the episode. I just felt like Aaron was teeing up the idea of the spirit animals coming into play. So I figured, give it a shot. Couldn't hurt.
That was incredible, because it's like there are just certain things where I would never think of it, and when someone else thinks of it, I'm just like, this is amazing. Like,
I forgot about the song entirely, to be quite honest. I totally did, because I was so sucked up in like, okay, how do we get away? Or Thrig's chaotic good, right? Thrig was gonna offer to stab him. If you can't take I'll do it, and then we can just bring you back to life with the seed. Yep, totally.
Yeah.
Like I was all for that, because that's a very Thrig move. But yours was better. We didn't have to kill the guy.
They both could have been fun.
Yeah.
What's really interesting is I kind of jotted down a couple different solutions you guys could do to get through this. Obviously, the song is one of them, but I didn't even think about the seed. I didn't even think about just offing Roan and then bringing him back, and the hunt is over, So bravo, I guess, that very morbid way of...
I mean,
bravo, and thank you
it
for
was
not
an
doing
option.
it, because now I don't have to
It
rewrite
was.
my next session.
it's so cool.
to be fair, there's a full likelihood that Roan would have just been murdered, and we would have found him,
It's true.
in the woods, and
That's true.
could have just used the seed to bring him back.
As with any scenario, like I said, if the Jabberwock ended up in the same quadrant, it would attack him, and it's possible he could have died in the scenario, and then you would have saw this thing just leave, and you'd be left with a corpse, and there you've got the seed to bring him back or whatever. But
it's just so smart.
I'm glad you went with the song, because I thought that is a good way to introduce your new song to the narrative
and show Remington how special it really is.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was cool to have Remington get to experience that. And just in case we get stuck in another fight, on the way back to the portal, let's have a big old bear join the fray.
Yeah.
That just sounds safe.
Thrigbear.
Thrigbear. In terms of these like animals, are they their own like spiritual entities? Or are they just like specters of like the world that they were from? Like, just curious how the narrative works with that.
Like, are they Jedi Force ghosts, or are they actually,
Yeah. Are they just like non-sentient, sort of just emotional beings that just follow our wills and desires? Or are they actual, like, our spirits just duplicated in an animal form? I'm just curious, Aaron, in your world, how they work.
They're kind of both. Like,
cool.
You can communicate telepathically with your animal. You can close your eyes and see through your animal's eyes. You can...
wow.
So they're just like straight up familiars.
Yeah, they're familiars for the 10 minutes that they're active.
Sick.
Yep.
I also want to say thank you, Aaron, because I think we might have mentioned this in a Song of Rest a while ago, but so there was a first iteration of the World of Archipelagia as a home game that I was in with Aaron being the DM, and Timothy was a character in that. It was like proto version of Timothy, but he was it an urchin? Was like his background. So I think they get a familiar, like an animal companion, and he did have a raccoon named Rubbish.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, that's cute.
Because like Kanku's, at least in my brain, are just like they name things based after, locations or things. So that he found this thing in the garbage, and so he named it Rubbish, and it was his little raccoon friend.
Aww.
So Aaron kind of found a way to bring that back. So Aaron, thank you. I have a version of Rubbish back.
That's so cute.
I should also send you, Chad. There's an Instagram account I follow where all they do is make D&D homebrew, and their thing for this week was the Mud Pelts, which was a race of raccoons. That's a homebrew race.
Adorable.
They're really
Bring it into Humblewood.
Cute.
Heck yes. I want to play Humblewood so bad.
By the way, Humblewood wood books are $10 right now.
We bought one. It's like the misprinted one.
Yeah.
That's why they're cheap. Yeah, we got one. I'm not reading it because I want to play in it, but Laura wanted to get it. So
yeah, I didn't buy it because I want to play in it. So
okay, fine. I guess I'll DM another game. Fine.
Fan art moments, shall we?
Oh, fan art.
Yeah. I have a couple. I can start.
Yes, please.
So my first one is Timothy looking back over his shoulder as Minerva gives him a thumbs down, but he can't tell if it's good or not. Like, I love the idea
that was
of
funny. That was very funny.
Like, just erupting Timothy's anxiety. Like, I'm going to think about that at 2 a.m. for the rest of my life. Was that good or bad? I really like that idea. I also really like Thrigg scratching his beard with Nathaniel's hand.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's excellent.
Yeah. And then I think there is a cool visual of Thrigg sitting alone in the field holding up the mask that's its eyes are shining. I usually don't give Thrigg moments for these, but I just really like the idea of like this barren, wasted field with disease stuff around him, and he's holding up this mask that's got animal eye shine coming off of it. That just kind of seems like almost like apocalyptic type of deal. I really like that one.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, those are some good ones.
I think my fan art moment is seeing the spectral animals appear for the first time next to their humanoids.
Yeah.
And, Thrigg just smiling down at Thrigg Bear. And then you've got, Roan just like looking up and seeing the owl on his shoulder and, realizing, oh, I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about, or I understand what you what you just did. And so I don't know. I think it's really cool. I also just think it'd be great to get some kind of art of the characters wearing their masks, in the Feywild.
That's a good idea.
That's
I love
actually,
that.
I like the thought about the Thrigg in the field art is because he's holding up a mask and he's also wearing a mask. And it's just got like that cool, because it's the masks that make it, right? That make that neat.
Yeah, I love that. That's super cool. I just had I had a silly one of like Remington, Roan, and Thrigg all talking, and then but it kind of has like a bird's eye view of them, and then Timothy just suddenly eyes in the mud looking up at them from below.
What you guys talking about?
They're just like,
Did you find my stuff? Do you have my stuff?
Shit.
I used my cake decorating abilities to turn
I was
myself
just
into
gonna
mud.
say we're making a
Hunger
frigging
Games
Mockingbird,
reference.
Hunger Games
Yeah,
frigging
I know.
reference.
It's all-
That's
I almost
funny.
made that joke during the
That's
episode, but it's like, you know what?
great.
I'm not gonna.
Don't worry, it's chocolate pudding. Num 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 num.
Brandy's gonna be so upset. She's gonna require another brain. She's gonna be put out.
This is simply unacceptable.
Only one Jabberwock brain flower cloud.
Oh boy. That's a tall order.
I'm not going to get that.
Thrigg no wouldn't say no.
Thrigg, no boundaries.
Important to Thrigg to set boundaries.
Thrigg chewing on his arm, failing his nature roll. That was the zero, right? That was the zero, wasn't it?
It was
the zero.
That's right,
That was very
Thrig's
much
just
the
over there
zero.
chewing on himself. Yeah.
I also liked when we hot potatoed the moss and Flowercrout rolled horribly, Timothy rolled poorly, and they're like, Thrigg, can you figure this out, please?
It's hard.
Did Thrigg wind up fixing that to himself?
Yeah. Yeah, he
Nice.
let me put it to my armor. I envisioned that I kind of rolled it across. I'm wearing scale mail, like kind of like underneath the mail as like reinforcement underneath is kind of how I thought that he would have done it. I'm pretty sure it gives him like a +6 to AC for ever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Thrigg also left all of his javelins in the woods.
Oh, they're all there.
Shit.
I wasn't going for any of them. All 4 of them are gone. Yeah, they're all gone.
Dude, at least Thrigg got to show his throwing prowess, like that was a
did.
all
Ah,
throwing
great. Now there's a
battle.
guy throwing javelins at us.
I loved your visual of the lightning, like just boring a hole into that little mold guy.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
That was sick.
He didn't even get to do anything though, did he?
Nope, he
Yeah,
stood up and
good.
died.
Good.
He got burst and dead.
That's what he needed. That's what needed to happen.
Oh, and that was another thing about those guys. They were supposed to become unmanageable because every turn, the main one would only have to use a bonus action to summon another one.
Yeah.
Oh my
it's like-
God.
Every turn, he was going to be summoning a new one, and what the mechanic really was to drive you out of a quadrant.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they got splatted pretty quick. So yeah, East Quadrant got real bad, real
It got
fast.
nasty.
Oh yeah. That was great. Everyone had a fun time.
That was a mess.
No one was upset or hurt or scared.
Thrigg wasn't going to let you die though. At least not alone.
Thrigg hand Timothy healing potion. That's your action. Oh shit. Thrigg drop potion and run. Thanks. Don't worry, I was already on the ground.
I was trying to solve all the problems at once.
Thrigg multitasking.
I tied that mask with love. I needed to give it to him.
That was so
That
funny.
was so
That
funny.
was cute.
That was a crit do me.
Wow, he did use love.
That's so much love.
There's a fan art moment. It's like Rowan wearing the mask with a little like heart,
A heart.
ribbon-
Little stitched heart
ribbon in the
into
symbol.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I doubt Thrigg can fold a piece of paper in half, so the fact that he was able to do that's pretty impressive.
It was amazing. Yeah, what'd you roll, 23 or something? That was insane.
I was in that 20, but yeah, it would have been like whatever he had me roll. I don't even remember, but I can tell you what the plus was. But yeah.
Sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand, yeah. So it's like, it was +2, so yeah, it would have been a 22.
Nice.
I still liked it when D&D Beyond didn't know what the stealth check was.
Yeah,
and it was
that was
that's a
so
question mark for
good.
me, bud.
I looked
I
down
don't even
and
know
it
where he
just
is.
says- I just looked down and says D20 + 9 equals question mark. It's like, that fucking bird is gone.
D&D Beyond's like, I don't know math. When did you think I knew
It's like,
math?
guys, I can't find Timothy's character sheet anymore.
Mine just deletes. It's just gone.
Hidden from D&D Beyond.
Ah, crap. It's behind a subscription window.
about to say-
I thought I already paid for
I was about to
this.
say, like, well, if for a small microtransaction, you can get this roll.
Wow.
They start charging you per roll. Oh, I see you're wanting to attack that creature. That'll be 25 cents, please.
yeah.
How would you like to watch a 5-second ad?
About to punch slash the orc. Oh, hold on. What? I have to watch an ad before I stab you. Just give me a second.
Hold on. It's another ad for Hero Wars.
Watch an ad, receive inspiration.
Yeah.
It's funny because Joe has been playing Resident Evil 3, like the remake.
Yep.
And there's that part where the big giant guy is like stalking you. But he will, like, everything goes on pause if you're doing like a lockpick or breaking a chain. So it's just like we're just laughing our butts off whenever he has to like open up a door. And when he's being stalked by this giant guy, it's like, hold on a sec. Wait, excuse
Hold
me.
up.
I'm trying to lockpick over here.
Oh, sorry.
My bad.
Stars always.
I know that's hard. It's hard. I couldn't do it.
Oh, you look busy right now. I'll just wait.
That's all right. I won in that room too.
Oh, my one weakness, people doing mundane things and ignoring me.
Oh, my one weakness being considerate.
Aww. Cute.
And on that day, the Nemesis's heart grew 3 times.
I can only kill him if he's paying attention to me.
Do you want me to just walk through the wall for you? I can do that.
The morale dips as soon as he's ignored.
I'm getting really bored.
Yeah, there's just a hidden depression system behind the nemesis that we never see.
Yeah.
Anytime you're not making eye contact, he's getting sad.
Yeah. You just
I'm
ignore
really
him. He's
sad.
crafting ammo and potions, and he's just like, oh, you're going to be done anytime soon?
Y'all ever play Eternal Darkness on the GameCube? Like it had
Absolutely.
a sanity meter. That's,
Yep.
I don't know why that reminded me of it, but like that game, man, that game was mean. It would mess with you, the player, like not just the game, but you.
Would pop up like a volume control and act like it was turning the volume up.
Wow.
Yeah, or like say, oh, your controller's unplugged, and then like your character just stops moving. I'm like, this is what caused kids to throw controllers into the screens.
Oh my gosh.
Where's the considerateness in this game?
I kind of love that, though. I love just like the paranormal crap, because that's the stuff that gets me. Like action thriller stuff, nah. But like paranormal, like,
This was very much like Alien Isolation episode.
Yeah.
We just had to avoid.
That's
We
true.
just had to make noise and avoid. Oh, and hey, acid. It had acid breath. So yeah, this was our xenomorph. The Jabberwock is our xenomorph. We need to go find the freaking load lifter and come
eject
after
it.
this thing.
And
Yes.
occasionally a moldy android comes towards you.
There's a really good book called The Ritual. I think they made it into a Netflix movie as well.
Yes.
And
yes.
it's about people that go into the woods and this gigantic monster is stalking them. Like this gigantic, like part tree, like wooded monster. And it gave me those vibes.
oh, yeah.
It's a really good movie. I did see it, but awesome book.
I've never read the book, but I literally watched that movie 5 days ago. That's insane, Ben.
Oh, nice.
Really? What are the chances of that?
It is very scary. And yeah, the monster is pretty sweet.
Yeah, Monster's really cool when they finally show it. It's really good.
Yeah. But yeah, that movie is quite scary. They do a good job with it.
Freaking Remington over here being like, beware the beast.
And it is about the paranoia in that one too.
We know, Remington,
Yes.
there's a beast. Oh, beware the beast.
Yeah, that's the big part of that movie, and even more so the book of is like the paranoia of not knowing where it is and not knowing what's happening is pretty cool.
I'm interested in reading that book. That sounds awesome.
Adam Neville, I want to say. I've read a couple of his books. I think it's him. I should probably, before I commit that to a podcast, I should probably look it up.
That's one of those movies where you need subtitles. The people are so British that you need subtitles.
Oh, I said, what is going on here? What?
Huh?
Oh, jolly good show, chipping young lad there, yes.
The one guy from the new Aliens Romulus movie that is just like, you want to slap him because he's like, his accent is so...
I leaned over to Aaron and said, I can't wait till this guy dies.
Yeah, exactly.
In the theater. And yes, it is Adam Neville is the author of that book.
Nice.
If anyone is interested.
I can read.
I can read.
I can read.
I can read. So defensive, Sherman.
Oh, speaking of which, there was a moment where the sword was considered.
I wondered.
That's a scary thought.
The best part is Thrig doesn't know what that is.
Oh,
That's true.
Yeah.
Thrig probably wonders why you keep throwing daggers when you've got a sword in your back.
Because we don't have proficiency in this weapon, Frig. We don't have proficiency.
I'm a little Kanku with a big old sword on my back, big old sword on my back, big old sword on my back.
Nope. That's a new one.
Sorry,
for me.
that is an internet song that probably no one knows but me.
What's that?
It's a hippopotamus with noodles on his back. Oh, man. It was like during the age of like Magical Trevor and Badger, Mushroom.
I know all that. Yeah.
Showing my age real hard right now.
That must have been around the same time as like, here's a llama, there's a llama, and another little llama.
Man, let's bring that back. I love those so much.
Llama duck.
Well, hey, speaking of age and us all getting older, we're recording on a Wednesday, which we normally don't do. And that's because on Friday and Saturday, our good buddy Chad and his wife are celebrating their second anniversary. So happy anniversary, Chad.
Happy anniversary.
Guys.
Anniversary.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been 2 years. It's
Yeah.
insane.
By the time this comes out, it'll be belated anniversary, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by months.
By months.
Months.
But it's
Yeah.
fun to say, though, because
It is
Allie
fun.
is our
Yes.
social media manager who does
Yeah.
a ton of stuff for us as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So good opportunity to say thanks, Allie, and happy anniversary.
Yeah, we love you,
So
Allie.
Hey, thanks, Allie.
So if you've ever had Break Battle and Roll respond to you with some, hey, thanks, hey, awesome, it's probably Allie
Yep.
Or Brandy.
or Brandy. Brandy
Yeah,
also
Brandy
dabbles in the social
broke
media.
the fourth wall a considerable amount of times, and it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. It's cute. It's cute in the BBR world, but could you imagine that in real life?
I'd hang out with her. Heck yeah. We'd have a great time.
I love how much Brandy loves Thrig and Thrig loves Brandy. It's so cute.
And secretly, Brandy just knows there's no brains in there, so he's safe.
I'm not in danger at all. I'm not in danger at all.
She saw that nature roll and she's like, yeah, okay.
I like him for his personality.
He's like got his, he's got Nathaniel's hand like rubbing his chin in thought, and he's looking at the trees, and he goes, yeah, tree's dead, and like Brandy's like looming over, like gonna grab his head, and then she just kind of goes, never mind.
That's an empty can of Pringles.
That's some empty calories if I've ever seen
My
some.
intelligence is indeed -1. So
It's like seltzer water, just doesn't satisfy you.
That's kind of terrifying that it was like Brandy would have to roll an inhibition check anytime one of our characters does something really smart around her.
Oh. Yeah, it's good. It's good she was gone for Timothy's big brain moments with A, the seed, B, the song.
hold on, I'm getting a headache with pictures.
Yeah, you are a tantalizing treat to Brandy.
That's why, listen, every time I've come up with a good idea as Timothy, it's often led to his demise. So it's really nice that like at least one of his ideas, he was alive to see it.
It's so also interesting having an actual evil character traveling with you guys. That, you basically just keep Brandy at bay by feeding her the brains of your victims as you guys adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, is Brandy gonna get super heckin' jelly if we bring stinky flower or
Chad,
flower
trust
skunk?
me, I've had the same thoughts, and it was the exact same order that you did in. It's like stinky flower.
Flower skunk.
It's just you bring out the skunk and then Brandy's like, well, who the hell is this?
I know. I was thinking the same thing. He's like, oh shit, Brandy's gonna be pissed.
Smoozing with other familiars, I see.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they cannot be in the same room together.
Brandy is the Pokemon that you do not have enough gym badges for.
Oh.
There was only room in this satchel for one. Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, did I just make a reference no one here gets? Oh no.
I'm not a Pokemon guy, buddy. I'm so sorry.
No!
I mean, like, I get the
youth.
context from it, but yeah.
Nerd.
So in the games, if you do not if your Pokemon over levels and you don't have enough gym badges, it will more often than not ignore you completely.
Wow.
It'll just say, no, I don't do
I'm
that.
too good for you now.
Or it does something completely different.
Brandy is starting to do that. She does have a will of
Brandy
her own.
is your Charizard. It's just like, no, Ash, I won't do that. Unless it's a feature film, then maybe I'll do something cool when you tell me to do it. Mm-hmm. But not for the TV episodes. No. Not good enough.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed this little twist of an encounter.
I loved it.
Loved it. Fantastic.
Genuinely, like sometimes I like D&D because combat isn't necessarily always going to be the answer.
Right.
Yeah. It shouldn't be.
But I do feel that we're going to have to deal with this Jabberwock at some point, and I fear for that day.
That's not
Yes.
gonna be it. No way. I
I don't want to do it. Heron, when are we going to level up again? When's that going to happen?
Right now? Right now? Because we asked nice?
Maybe that's really nice. Can we level up? It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been so long in real time, but not very long in game.
If I get hit with another breath attack, I swear to God.
Well, guys, should we wrap this one up?
I think we should. This was a lot of fun, Aaron. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a blast.
Wrap it up, throw it on your back, consider why it's in several pieces, and sometimes it gives you helpful information.
Frigg just keeps breaking Nathaniel down into fewer pieces, into more pieces.
Wait, that part was still connected to me.
My favorite part was like, so I'm not trying to delay this, but there was a bit where like we were being really quiet, and then all of a sudden Nathaniel's like, "Is it a good time to bring up some information?" And I'm like, "Shut the hell up, Nathaniel!"
Well, and the funny thing about him is that if you guys had entered into this scenario and he hadn't been friended by the Jabberwock already and on Thrigg's back, there's no way in hell he could go with you because he'd have to walk into quadrant west.
Yes.
Search for Roan. Yes, okay. He's not here, guys. I think I'll
Look
try
up.
the north quadrant next.
Look right.
Shut the hell
Walk
up.
quietly. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Hide
Jingle, shut
behind
up,
that
you.
tree.
Jingle, shut up.
Jingle, jingle. That would have been funny. Oh man, we should have brought the freaking jingle stick out.
Oh my gosh, it would just be a
Starcraft just
battle
yeets
between
the jingle
the
stick
two,
across the field.
just the two geezers, just really louding it up on the field. Like, oh my god, what a disaster!
Yeah, you're on
my
one side.
back.
Jabberwock just keeps flying from one side to the other. Can't decide who to go after.
Amazing.
That was
Man,
a
if
great
only-
fight, Flowercrown. I heard it from way over here.
And then somehow, somewhere off in the distance, you hear this, "Oh, Buzz, I hope nothing comes for me." Oh, Buzz.
And with that,
Amazing.
thanks everybody.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you. And don't forget, people, stop farting.
Stop
farting. Thank you so much for listening to our Song of Rest. If you like the adventures your ears just wit on, feel free to listen in on our other adventures from any plane of existence or seeing stone you get your podcasts. Until we meet again, safe journeys, travelers.